Jennifer Wendland coming to you live today from Fontana, California, and the RV show, the California RV show here at the beautiful California racetrack. Man, this is a fun place.
It is. Those race cars tearing around.
You might hear them in the background. This is just an awesome show. It opened yesterday and it runs for 2 weeks. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But we want to just say hi to all of you. And it's so great to see people online watching us and tuning in and seeing what's going on as we are out here having fun at the California RV show. And this is really a neat place to be. The show is one of the biggest shows in the country, I think. And I don't know how many bigger ones there are, but lots of them. Let's say, I know a number of you are already online. Weekend Trailblazers are already online. Hi, guys. Hi to you. And we'll say some more. Dan Cansville's online. He says, what's new at the show this year? Well, we have lots new at the show this year, and we'll talk. Hey, let's first of all bring on Dean from Leisure Travel. Hey, Dean, can you come on over and say hi to everybody?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, you all know Dean Corll from Leisure
right.
Travel Vans, and this is really a good time for you to sit down and catch your breath.
I think so.
Have you sat down
Not
at
much.
any time?
No, I don't think so.
Dean, tell everybody about this show. This is a big show. It lasts for how long?
10 days. Yesterday was day one, and we go till next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Pretty exciting.
Now, we're at a new venue this year.
New venue, yeah.
Why don't you explain where we
So
are?
We're at the Fontana Auto Speedway, where they have the NASCAR races and everything, and all the go-kart races. It's actually kind of a fun place, right? They have all these go-karts running around, and
Yeah.
you could hear the NASCARs practicing.
Well, you know what that is out there? Those are actually people in their own cars.
Really?
And you pay a fee, and they'll let you ride your cars around the track.
We should do that in your leisure travel.
I
van,
said that.
okay?
I just said
just
next
said that.
year.
You
Next
know what?
year.
We're gonna do that.
I said next year we need to get the
we're
people.
gonna fire up that FX, baby, and we're taking it around that track.
I'll take you on, and I'll take the FX, and you can take a corner bed, and
Sure.
I guarantee I will
We'll
be.
race you. I
You
love
won't
it.
even come close.
Let's do it.
But wouldn't that be a great
That would
publicity
be fun, man.
opportunity?
We're doing that.
And it's good. We actually were up and we took some pictures of it. We'll show it in
That's
the
cool.
big video we're going to
Yeah.
do later on.
I love
But Dean, help everybody understand how to shop for an RV at an RV show like this.
Well, it's a big show, right? They have 1 million square feet of RVs here, so it gets kind of confusing. So I think people have to do their homework first.
Yeah.
Come in with kind of a general idea of 3 or 4, probably 2, 3 maybe max, what they're interested in. Like narrow it down, because it can become, crazy, right? You just get confused. You don't remember one from the next and the next from the other one, right? So yeah, you do have to have a plan. It's like going to Disneyland or Disney World, right? If you don't have a plan, you're not going to see all the rides. You're not going to go on all the exhibits.
So you get it
right?
down to like 3.
Yeah.
Look at this, Dean. Everybody's saying hi to you.
Hi.
Here's Don. He says, hey, we met at the show in Abbotsford.
Yes.
Where's Abbotsford?
Abbotsford, British Columbia, just outside Vancouver. Great show. We sold 9 at that show last weekend. It was crazy, man.
Here's Jamie McDougall, who says, hi, Dean. Any chance you'll have a Unity twin bed in Ontario at the One show? Hint, hint.
It's Ontario, Canada.
I don't know.
We're going to be at the Fall Super Show.
That must be the
in
one.
Toronto at the Congress Center. Yep, we're going to have a twin bed there.
That's right. And I saw another one on there. Oh, look at this. Martha says, OMG, love Dean.
Wow, thank you, Martha.
So
Please
there
send
goes-
money.
There goes all of our fans. All right, so you get down to 2 or 3 RVs.
And
then what do you do?
And then you got all the factory reps are here at the show, so then you can talk to the factory reps, and then and really narrow it down to what you're looking for. And I always tell people you have to establish what size you want to be, right? That's very important first. Then the floor plan, right? And
Yep.
then how you're going to go RVing, storage space. It makes it, you got to make it simpler. Otherwise, it's because there's too many different lines. There's probably back 5 years ago there was 4 people building on the Sprinter chassis, 5 maybe.
Now everybody. Yeah.
Now there's 28, 30.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And
Right?
I
it's-
had no idea.
Yeah.
and
So
so,
how confusing is that?
so when you go inside,
Yeah.
lay down on the bed,
Yes.
sit on the toilet.
Yes.
Shut the bathroom door.
Shut
Yes.
the bathroom
And you
door.
got
Yeah,
room
you
for
guys
your
know.
knees.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you don't do that, you get confused. Open and close all the doors, pull the drawers, pull everything. Make sure it's going to hold together, because it's going to bounce down the road. It's like an earthquake.
Now,
right?
some people are kind of like shy and they kind of look
I
and
get
they
it.
take pictures.
Yeah.
but it's okay to do that. That's
Yeah.
RV show etiquette.
I mean,
to go
don't
ahead and go.
damage anything, but open the door, see how they feel, right? Open all the cabinets,
And,
Lay on the bed.
right?
Lay on the bed.
Lay on the
yeah.
bed for more than 10 seconds.
Right. Think about where you're going to put your golf clubs,
Yeah,
or
if-
whatever, your fishing rods, or your cameras,
Yeah.
or whatever you do for a passionate love, right?
All right, so Dean is here at the Leisure Travel
Yeah.
Vans display, and you're here until a week from tomorrow.
If I make it, yes.
See if you can make it. He's lost his voice. So, anyway, you're a big star out there, Dean. So say hello.
Hello.
And
Come
thank
and
you.
see me. We're here for 10 days.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Dean.
You get tired and you want to come sit again. That's
Oh,
good.
thanks.
Let's bring on another friend, Mark Kepp. Come on over. Mark is working here at the show. Mark Kepp is with Campground Views, and he's also working with Camping California. Say hi to everybody, Mark.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
So this is the first year that this show has been at the California Speedway. What is the response out there to people so far?
So yesterday was opening day. That was Friday. They had a 15% bump in attendance.
Really?
And just driving around here today, I'm going to guess that we beat that easily today. It is packed. I'm going to guess maybe 10, 12,000 people here today on Saturday. Absolutely beautiful. It's 85 degrees.
Oh, it's
The big
unbelievable.
thing is this venue is larger and the parking is free. So they're able to get in here more easily. But the venue's huge. So there's the free golf carts going back and forth. And I know you guys have been walking around. I've been
Yeah.
walking around. It's pretty exhausting.
Oh, it is really exhausting, and it's really nice. You can just flag down one of these golf carts, and there's a whole bunch of them. They'll
Yeah.
take it. But we were at the show last year when it was in Pomona, which was its traditional place. This is the first year it moved a little north, I think, a little north and east, maybe.
East, yeah, about 10 miles east.
Yeah. So it's a great venue, over 1,000 RVs, and through next Sunday, right?
Through next Sunday, the 13th, so August 4th through the 13th.
All right, I had a couple of questions about what's new at the show this year. Let's see, here's one of them. Let's just pull this up from Don Cansfield. And Don says, howdy, what's new at the show this year besides, free parking? What strikes you, Mark?
Well,
you're a veteran of RV shows.
When you think about RV shows, it's an extension of online, right? Because you can all do the research online, but if you're going to buy an RV, you actually need to go, like you're talking with Dean about, you need to actually go sit in it. You need to go sit on the toilet and see if you can fit and use the restroom and all. Well, no, don't use the restroom, but
Yeah.
test out the restroom. And so that's where these RV shows really come into play. And so the big thing with this show that I've seen that's new, and you've kind of highlighted this in some of your previous videos, is that there's this trend off the grid and the solar and the lithium, and we're seeing that from the factory. So these rigs that you would have had to design on your own, you can actually buy from the factory now. So I've seen a lot of that. There's also a trend to the LED lighting and a lot of really nice fixtures. The inside of the units are absolutely amazing now, and that's really. If you're not in the market for a new RV, don't go to an RV show, because the second you go in a unit, you're gonna go,
Yeah.
oh my God, we need that.
Yep, you will. And the thing that I have noticed about this show, and we just came from Hershey 2 weeks ago, and we were at Elkhart Open House last week, is this is a younger audience here.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? You go to other RV
Yeah.
shows. I'd say this is, it's still your traditional demographic, which is middle age and up, but there's a lot more. I met a lot of people from tech companies here. I met some people in the movie industry that were shopping here. So a younger crowd that seems really interested in particularly smaller RVs, Class Bs, B pluses, Cs.
The big thing with this show is a lot of the folks that come to it, they're first-time RVers, and they never own an RV, so they're really coming here for the first time to learn. So this show draws in a lot of folks who are like, "Hey, dear, I'm thinking about getting an RV," and then they see the ad and they show up at the show. And so it's really a lot of tire kickers, people just learning. So there's seminars that go on all week long that help people learn about how to RV and all those different things that are involved with it. There's a vendor area in the center where you can see some products related to camping and RVing. And the great thing about this show, and you saw it at Hershey, but it's hard to reach, but if you're in California, take advantage of the fact that there's manufacturers here. So there's the actual manufacturer reps here. So it's not just a sales show, you actually can talk to the people that make the RVs. And that's really where you can get deep into it, because the decision to buy an RV is it's a big decision. You're basically buying a house on wheels. So
Yeah.
you want to do your homework and do your understanding. And so that's a really big thing with this show, is that it's a lot of new, a lot of young. There's a lot of toy haulers. You probably noticed that.
I did.
This is a big toy hauler show because California's about the toy haulers, the toys going out in the desert and so forth. So a lot of toy haulers, I saw a newborn. A woman was carrying a newborn through here, and that.
I saw a newborn.
Yeah.
Hey, show your dog. Come here a second. Come here a minute. This is another thing I want to show you about the show. Walk it just in front of the camera. Yeah, we're YouTube. I want to show your dog. Here, come here.
Let's
Let's
see your
look at your
puppy.
puppy. What's your puppy's name?
Angel. Her name is Angel.
Angelo. Say hi, Angelo. Yeah. One of the things. Hello, pretty girl. Yeah. Look at that. See, we get. Yeah, we love that. Thank you. Thank you for showing us. One of the nice things about this show is that you can bring your dog.
Yes.
It's pet friendly. You know,
Just
we were
watch
at
out for the pavement. It's black pavement, so keep your paws.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of the
they don't get
shows
too
don't
hot.
let you bring, but here you're welcome to bring them, and it's kind of fun. You see them in backpacks and in strollers and walking and being carried, and it's great. Well, Mark, one last thing I want to talk to you about, and that is we were at a meet and greet this morning over at the Camp California display area.
Yes.
With some other YouTube influencers, and we had a ball over there. California is this incredible camping state, and just talk a little bit about right here, even in Fontana, within just 100 miles, how many places there are to camp.
Oh, within 100 miles of this location, there's easily 150 campgrounds, and then if you go 150 miles, you're out in the desert, so you have boondocking and everything else. So there's literally an infinite variety, from the oceans to the cities to the mountains to the desert. California literally has it all for camping and RVing, and so we partnered up with Camp California to help promote those parks that are here. There's some amazing RV resorts, campgrounds, and then destinations all over the state of California. So, and the other thing, I know a lot of folks head to Florida, Texas, Arizona, and so forth. Consider California. It's a great destination to come camping. I'm from California. I love California. It's amazing.
Well, you know, we never quite get here. We get on our way here, we end up way late in Montana, but next year, our goal in the show is to come a week or two early and to camp our way down to the California RV show and show people. But we're going to encourage other people to do the same thing next year.
It's amazing.
If you're in a different part of the country, this is the biggest show in the West, and I think because it's so long, one of the biggest shows in the country, therefore, you can say that. So put this on your list for next year. I think it's the first weekend of October next year.
Yeah, it's basically the same date every year, about the October 4th through the 13th, first week in October to the second week of October.
All right.
And how great to have 2 weekends.
Yeah, two
Not
weekends.
just one weekend, but 2 weekends.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, thanks for being
Hey,
our
good
guest.
job. It was nice talking to all you. Enjoy their show. I do.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right, we're going to answer some of your questions. Lots of questions from you guys, and let's start going to the quick things. Fly Shacker, our friend, he lives in California. He wants to know, anyone using the Watt fuel cell, is Roadtrek there? No, Roadtrek is not here, and I don't think the Watt fuel cell has ever developed when Roadtrek went out of business. So, and Roadtrek is not producing any RVs. They're hoping to, but they are certainly not at the show. And at this point, they're not making any, but it's coming. They say they'll be starting. So somebody says we can't afford the rents in California. It's cheaper to get an RV. Boy, I believe that might be true.
We heard that yesterday when we were talking to folks.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, a lot of people.
About living in the RVs because of the rent.
Hey, thank you to Ethan for a super chat. Ethan says, cheers, hope you and Jennifer are well. We are. I'm losing my voice because we have been talking with so many people. And it's been really fun to meet so many people out here. This is going to be the equivalent of our Ask Us Anything, which we normally do on Sunday. We flew out here because if you have been following us, you know that we were in Hershey 2 weeks ago, in Elkhart last week, and there wasn't time to drive our RV out here, so we flew. And we got a big trip next week that we're planning near the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Mackinac Island, as a matter of fact. So we'll be there. So we have to fly back. We're flying back tomorrow, and therefore we'll be in the air when we normally come out with our Sunday night. So this is the equivalent of our Sunday night Ask Us Anything, where we'll try and ask as many of your questions as you ask. Here's Marianne. If you were in a B+, she says, you missed the room over the cab, which would be an actual C. Well, behind us is a Unity from Leisure Travel Vans, and we have a Unity Murphy bed. Leisure Travel Vans are called a B+, but they don't have that big ugly, I shouldn't say ugly, some people like it, that big cab over part, and so they call it a B+, but it's really technically a Class C. And in that cab over place, some people can sleep up there, and that's a nice benefit of that.
Or people use it for storage.
Or you can use it for storage. So this one you don't in a Class B+. Now we came from a Class B, Marianne, to a Class B+. So to us, this is a lot of extra room. We have a slight little slide and a Murphy bed, a king-size bed that comes down. And we are just grooving on all the room that we have in this B+.
We are.
Now, we have gone through a lot of different RVs, hundreds of them, I think is safe to say, in the last 3 weeks. and we've come away still liking ours. If we had to do it all over again, that's still the one we would buy. And we just bought ours in March, and we added it up, and we have something like 15,000 plus miles on our now. So it's been pretty crazy. I wanted to go back to Flyshacker's question. He asked about I answered about Roadtrek. He asked about the Watt fuel cell. And that was an experimental power cell that Roadtrek was thinking about implementing about a year ago. And of course, with Roadtrek going bankrupt in the middle of all that, all those plans fell by the wayside. And the Watt fuel cell developers, I haven't heard what's happened to them. I don't know whether they are still working or if they're working with another manufacturer. But there is no Watt fuel cell that I am seeing at any of the shows, and we've been to all the major shows over the last few weeks, and it's not made an appearance at all. Larry Marks jumps in, and Larry says, I moved, let me see if I can bring him up on screen. I moved into a 36-foot Fleetwood Pace Aero diesel pusher, and in the first week of November, I'll be in Phoenix installing solar. I'm excited. Rents are prohibitive in California. It's a great way to live, says Larry. I can't count how, like I say, yesterday,
Yes.
everybody we met that lives here said they either wanted to get out of the state or get an RV and live in the RV.
Because of their jobs, their work, like for Apple.
Yeah. We met some people who work up in the Bay Area and work for Google or YouTube or the tech companies, and they were telling us that many people are living in an RV, and they shower in the company gym, and then they work, and then they go back and live in their RV up in the Bay Area because they can't afford the rents. We are in Fontana. This is where the show is, which is east of LA. And let's see, let's do a little test. Jennifer, what's Fontana famous for?
Well, it's kind of a trucking hub.
It is. I-10 is right here, and it's become this, when you fly in, you're aware of
Warehouses.
warehouse after warehouse after warehouse. But it's famous for one other thing.
Hell's Angels
Hell's
started here.
Angels started here. This outlaw motorcycle. Now, if anybody from Hell's Angels watching this, I got a great idea. Instead of running drugs and stuff like that, open up your founding clubhouse as a museum. People would pay to come and see where Hell's Angels started. They really would. You can do really good with that. But Fontana is where the original chapter was, and so there you go. That was the claim to fame of it, and it was pretty good. So Jennifer, I keep telling you this, and I just got to show you this thing. Martha says, you look good in those sunglasses. I call those her movie star sunglasses.
Well, it is so bright out here. Since Mike didn't have any on, I wasn't going to wear them, but you need them.
Yeah, it's...
Some of my leg is in the sun, and it's like I feel like a magnifying glass is on
It
my
is.
skin.
It's 85, maybe
it's hot.
90. Very dry heat, but it's good. I'm going to introduce a couple people we met earlier. Come on over here, you guys. I'm going to put you on. These are a couple of shoppers and their watches.
Somebody can
you got to
sit.
kind of sit in that chair right behind me because we're on live. Is this Michael going to do it?
Yeah.
All right, Michael, sit down. Now he got to say hi to his wife because I don't have a big camera. There you go. Say hi. Hi. And Michael, introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Mike Jessen. My wife Shelly. We're from San Diego, California.
And tell us what you're looking for.
So we actually have been going up in size. We started with a Class C. We now have a Class A. We've got 2 teenagers at home, so it works perfect for us right now. But we follow the Wendlands, and we're really interested in looking at the leisure. So we're actually at the show looking for Class Bs, and that might be our next step.
Now this is technically a Class C.
Or Class C, okay.
But they call them B pluses. What did you think of? What's the? You have a. You have a C now, right?
We have an A now.
An A.
Yeah.
They had
And what
C,
did you think of
then
the
an A.
size of the B plus?
We love it, and I think that's our challenge with our A. We're 32 feet, we pull a car, and it's getting more and more challenging to go where we're going to go. Matter of fact, one of the campgrounds that we'd like to go to, we actually really can't go to anymore because
It's too
just
big?
getting into it, it's up in the mountains and it's just hard to get into.
That's great. So what are you thinking of this show, and what are you looking for in
Well,
an RV?
I'm just following Mike. He follows all the trends, and so we're here to check it out and see it in person.
Now, have you gotten inside one of these
Oh,
yet and looked
all of
around,
them.
climbed around?
All of them. It's amazing that you can just see the quality, and we're just really impressed
Yeah, that's awesome.
with it. And it's great to be able to see everything right next to each other, so it's not
Yeah.
just looking at a picture.
Yeah, that is great. Well, we talked and got a chance to visit with you guys earlier, and I saw you walking past. You've been looking at these for a while now.
We have, yeah, every one of them. I think there isn't one here we wouldn't actually take. The floor plans are really nicely
It's
well
good.
designed.
Well, let us know what you end up with.
Excellent.
And we hope to
you've
see
got
you
time
guys.
to figure it out.
Yeah, we have time to figure out exactly.
We
Yes.
have
Yep.
time to figure it out.
We hope to meet you out there off the road there sometime on the
Sounds
out there.
good.
It'd be great.
Great.
Thank you guys
so much.
much.
Yep.
Thank
Good meeting
you.
you.
All right, great meeting you
Yep,
too.
safe
Thank you for
travels.
saying hi.
You bet.
All right, here's a question from Don Kensfield. He says, sounds nice there. Oh, it is.
It
isn't
is.
I see why people love California. I mean, really, the weather.
The mountains are beautiful.
We're in the San Bernardino Mountains, are all around us here. Just gorgeous. Don says, how is the new TV setup working? Does it work with Bell or Shaw in Canada, or other options for us Canadians? I think you're talking about my dish antenna, my dish TV. I don't think it's set up for Canadian. Maybe it is, but you'll have to look at that. We just installed it, just put the video up, and we have been really impressed. We don't usually watch TV in our RV, but we just tuned it on after we got this set up, and it's so nice to have satellite TV, high quality HD TV, access to movies, and I think there's a stand-up, a little appearance of Jen on camera in the last one where you said, I caught you in the back, you were watching HGTV in the middle of the wilderness, and that's pretty nice. So we're really enjoying that, and it's been fun. Pat Canyon jumps in, and Pat says, hi Jen, my wife and I talked to you in Hershey about elk antlers for Bo. Hope Bo is doing well. You want to give a Bo update?
I think Bo is doing well. He's with our daughter. Our granddaughters are watching him. Our oldest granddaughter is earning money so that she can go sing in New York City
She is.
in March.
That's my granddaughter that's the artist, and I remember about a year ago we showed a little picture she drew of
Little
Bo,
sketch.
a little sketch of Bo, and like 4 or 5 people wanted her and actually commissioned her to do sketches of their pets. So when we do it next time, we do it anytime or ask us anything, I'll show you the picture. But she's going to go sing in New York City, right?
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, Carnegie Hall. Isn't that awesome? Hey, our friend Nancy Jenkins is on here, and Nancy says she wishes she could be here. She's in Medicine Hat, Alberta, and it snowed up there last week, and she says the snow's gone, but it could come back on Tuesday, and it's good we flew out here. Well, it's I would love to have driven. I love driving. I love driving in the West. I love those big open spaces and the mountains. And,
Even I enjoy driving without a whole bunch of traffic.
it's like a movie, a panoramic. We don't even run sound. Sometimes we'll listen to audiobooks or podcasts, but oftentimes we won't do anything. We'll just let it all. It's just gorgeous. And we have found a rule. Now we had to fly here because this is so far away from Michigan, and we literally did not have time to drive and keep to our 3:30 rule. But we have found that if it's 1,000 miles or less, it's just about as quick to drive in an RV, and it's much less hassle.
And it's a long flight. I mean, everything was on time. The flight, everything ran perfect, but it was 3 hours to Dallas, then a 3-hour layover, and then 3 hours to Ontario.
Yeah. Weekend Trailblazers. Does DirecTV have something like your dish? I know they have something like that if you are already a subscriber of DirecTV, but I don't know if they have something like Dish, where if you're not a subscriber, you can sign up for an RV system that you use month by month. You pay monthly instead of having to sign up for a subscription. In other words, with Dish, you can say you're going to be on the road all of July. Well, I buy a subscription for July, and that's it. You only pay for 1 month. I don't know whether DirecTV has that same thing or not. I know Dish is really heavily advertising that, and after they sent us our system, then they became a sponsor of the podcast. I know they're sponsoring a bunch of other RV influencers out there, and they're also setting up Dish TVs. So these people have gotten smart, haven't they? They send them to us, we put them on, we tell you about them, because we're always looking to put content on our video, so it all works well. But I don't know about DirecTV. I'm not sure whether that works out, and that's it. So thank you guys for joining us. It's unusual to come up on a Saturday like this, but we wanted to go on live and tell you about the California RV show. Jen, what have we been impressed with? Well, the people, first of all.
people who
Always
get
the
a lot
people.
of sunshine, get their vitamin D,
Yeah.
tend to be happy. Everybody seems very, very, very happy.
Just the nicest folks, and we've been so encouraged by so many of you. We'll have a big video on this next week, and we'll tell you all about it. You'll meet some of the people that we met, hear some of the really amazing stories. Some of the RVs we saw, we found a woman who travels around the country and finds old travel trailers, vintage travel trailers and terrible to repair, and she restores them, and they are incredible.
They are extremely cute.
Wait until you see that in our video. We saw a Greyhound bus built in the 50s that was restored. And it's just knock your socks off gorgeous. I can't wait to show you that in the video. We toured the new Pleasure Way 2.2, On Tour 2.2. At Hershey, they introduced the On Tour 2.0, the 19-foot version. And here at the California RV Show, they added another one, a 22-foot version, the On Tour 2.2. We'll have a video on that. We were real impressed with some of the floor plans here in leisure travel vans. We've got Dean doing a walkthrough on one of those that you'll see on the Thursday video. And then just some of the general California vibes at this RV show. This is unlike no other RV show that we have attended in the country, I think, just for atmosphere and energy.
It's you can't go wrong with the speed track, the stone's throw away.
Hey, Dean? Hey, what? Can I ask you another question? Somebody asked one back on and you had left, and they said, they put me on and said, hey, Dean, can you tell us about the new Wonder?
The new Wonder chassis coming out, like the new Transit chassis?
I don't know. Is that
New
tell
Ford
us.
chassis, I
Tell
think?
them, yeah.
Yeah. So, Ford has a new chassis coming out.
A new Ford Transit chassis?
Transit chassis, yep,
Yeah.
Transit chassis. So not really a new Wonder, but a new chassis that's going to be underneath the Wonder, or on top of the Wonder.
You know any of the differences in it?
They've announced a few little things. They're going to go to a gas engine.
A gas
I
engine?
believe it's a 3.6 twin turbo diesel gas.
And
They increased the GVWR a little bit.
which is the
To
gross
11,000 pounds.
vehicle
Weight rating.
weight rating.
11,000
GVWR,
Yeah, and they added a 10-speed transmission.
So the
Does
Wonder.
the seat swivel?
And apparently both seats are going to swivel. yet.
Whoa, that's a
Because
big
people
deal.
are asking about
Yeah,
that.
I know. I haven't. We haven't seen the chassis. They're not going to start building until November, so we'll probably build it in January, February, somewhere whenever we get chassis.
And of course the Wonder is the unit that you guys have with that huge garage.
Right, the
Where
garage
you can
storage.
take the
yeah.
bikes.
Mhm. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, we actually used it to carry some of those gravity chairs,
Yeah.
and we left ours in
That's
it.
right.
When we tested one of them, we left it in it. And the Russos got it. I got to get it back
Yeah,
from the
you should
Russos.
get it back from
yeah.
them. So yeah, new chassis coming in from Ford. Mercedes just did their new chassis last year, right? 19.
Oh,
So
amazing.
quite exciting. Yeah, you have one, so you know. So
Yeah.
it was big movement. Now Ford's making a move, and they're going to see if the gas pot will be,
Now the Ford Transit is showing up on RVs all up and down the show, and
Mm-hmm.
we've seen them for a while. What is it about the Ford Transit, do you think, is making it so popular for many RVers?
It's a little less money than a Mercedes, right? So there's some value there. It has a nice handle, nice ride. You drove it, right? You guys had it.
Yeah,
out
we drove
there.
it actually. It left
Yeah.
your factory in a blizzard and drove it
That's right.
through. Yeah,
Yeah, we warned you not to leave.
it was fun. It was
Yeah.
a great trip.
Thank you for not making us stay.
The current chassis got that nice little diesel that got great fuel economy.
Yeah.
We really like that chassis. So, and we're getting lots of people that if you want a Ford diesel Wonder, then you have to get your orders in now, because once they're out of that chassis, they discontinued that motor.
So there will not be any more diesel?
And there will not.
Oh, really?
No, they're going to come out with a 4-cylinder diesel 7 or 8 months later, but they don't think they're going to put the 4-cylinder into the Transit chassis.
Yeah.
On the cutaway chassis. Remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but Mercedes
Yes.
tried that with their 4-cylinder. It didn't work.
Yeah. So, how big of a factor is with the Ford Transit, and we're seeing that on all sorts of different
Yep.
manufacturers, the fact that you can get that serviced almost in
Right.
every town
Absolutely.
in North America.
Yeah, I think, and don't quote me exactly. I think Ford said they have around 1,000 service centers in Canada and the U.S.
So you can find one within a short drive anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't know what Mercedes has, but
Mercedes about 350.
yeah. So and it can be a little challenging. We've had issues with some Mercedes in the past, not our leisure Mercedes, but we've never not been able to get service on a Mercedes either.
no, it's-
Yeah. Well, that's good to know. I
they're
didn't know
both
about that.
Big companies, and but
Now-
yeah, it's kind of exciting to have two different chassis in the marketplace.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they just keep sending you questions, Dean. You shouldn't do this. We're going to give Leisure an idea, and they're going to have the Dean show.
Yeah.
Dean, how long do you expect this Mercedes chassis to stay in its current configuration before they do another refresh?
That's a great question, you know. So 2020, we're all good to go. No changes there, really, just the model year change, because 19 was the big change. So, you know, Mercedes has got a few things they're working on. You know, they don't let us know really until it's time, but they've got some new stuff they're working on in Europe. So yeah,
that's good.
I would think usually every 4 years, you know, you see a little move in the chassis. So I got to think that they got to run that chassis for at least 4 years, right, to get their R&D costs out of it.
Yeah. Nancy Jenkins jumps in with a question. How long is the Unity, the Leisure Travel Van Unity? There's one right there. I had a camper 24 inches, I think she means 24 feet long.
Yeah.
Ended up to be a leaker lemon, but how long is the Unity?
Unity's 25.1.
25 foot 1 inches. So there you go. So there you go. I think we caught up on all of your questions.
Okay.
And it's terrible because we're taking Dean away from people who want to go buy a
No problem.
unit, but,
I'm just not going to walk by here anymore. See you guys.
All right, Dean Corll from Leisure Travel Van. Hey, speaking of Dean, we're going to show you a different side of Dean. We actually did a podcast interview with him that'll be on our podcast this week. I think Dean is probably the best known RV salesman in North America, don't you
He
think?
definitely is.
I mean, Mr. Energy.
And what you see is what you get.
Yeah, there's no guile in this guy. He's just, he's truly, he doesn't get nearly as much attention. So we're going to give him some attention and do a profile in the podcast. He's going to tell you about himself, a couple of interesting things about him, how he came to do these half-hour-long epic walk-alongs that sometimes an hour long as he does these tours of these RVs, and why he is one of the biggest YouTube stars in the influencer industry, and yet he's working for a company. It's not just like us and other influencers. He's huge, and you'll like that. It's going to be in our podcast on Wednesday. It's fun interviewing him. All right, well, we are going to jump out of here, and we'll answer one or two more questions, and then we're going to sign off before we overheat. We're just glad that the internet is held up. There's a lot of people at the show, and we're accessing it on Verizon, and they've got a great signal today. So let's end with a question from Susan Bell, who says, "Hi, Mike and Jen. How's the weather compared to Hershey?"
It is warm here.
Yep. It's Hershey was hot and humid, and then it turned cold and rainy.
Yeah.
You know, that's the Midwest
And then
for
I think
you.
it turned nice
The
again
East and
after
the
we
Midwest.
left.
Yeah, then it got nice. Here it has been, we got in Thursday and it has been warm, cloudless skies, very little pollution. The mountains have looked great. There's a little haze that comes always because of moisture that comes in from the Pacific as it kind of blows in. But the weather has been very great. It's very dry. There's no humidity here. It's been great.
Beautiful weather.
So.
Got to get that vitamin D while we can.
Yeah, we were the first to recognize you there, says Susan. Thank you. And happy to see you arrived in California safely. That's right. You were the first, Susan. I remember we walked in and we had walked like 10 feet in at Hershey when you recognized it. And it's the same here. We're not quite used to that with everybody jumping in. And it's really funny, isn't it?
It's fun.
When people, you know.
It's very encouraging.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is. It is.
And they're all such nice people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gladly.
it
We don't
is.
have any mean people out there.
No, we have not met any mean people. So thank you guys for tuning in. And this will, again, be our video for Ask Us Anything. It will be our replacement video for that. We will not be on Sunday night because we will be traveling, but we'll be back with the Ask Us Anything a week from Sunday. Wednesday is our podcast, and that will feature Dean Corll, and you'll get a kick out of meeting Dean. If you're not a fan of Dean's, you will be by then, I think. And then on Thursday, we'll have a really nice video that shows you the California RV show. And we had a lot of fun meeting people. We met some great people and great stories, and you'll enjoy it. So thank you, guys. God bless you all for tuning in on this Saturday night, wherever you're located. We hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And as always, thanks for all your kind words and being with us. Bye-bye.
And happy trails.
Bye-bye.